Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sandeep Bansal and I welcome you all to my channel 100 Healers Insights. Friends, in today's video, I'm going to discuss about the yogas, the combinations of going on a pilgrimage, on a spiritual journey. A lot of people want to go on spiritual journeys, but it doesn't happen by chance. No. People who are successful on going spiritual journeys, it's because of their past life good merits, which we can study in the horoscopes. And based on these combinations, we can check and find when can the spiritual journey or pilgrimage happens. So in today's video, I'm going to show the houses, the rashis, the zodiac signs, and the planets responsible for taking a person to a spiritual journey on a pilgrimage. And I'm also going to discuss and show these combinations through example of some horoscopes where people have visited renowned established spiritual places in India and what was the dasha running, what was the period running of the planets. India is a country, a very spiritual religious country where a lot of famous temples are there, like there are 51 or 52 Shakti Pithas. There are 12 Jyotirlings and the Vrindavan Dham of Lord Krishna. Then a lot of other famous temples where people want to go, plan to visit, and believe me, I have been to many such places, and a lot of crowding is also. A lot of people are trying to gain the spiritual merit and trying to do some good karma by going to these spiritual places. So let's start today PowerPoint. Jai Shri Ram. So friends, first we'll discuss the houses in a horoscope, which are the houses responsible for spiritual journeys in horoscope. The first and the foremost is the ninth house. This is the ninth house of the horoscope, which I am encircling, which you can see on this horoscope, a diagram of a Kundli. Ninth house is the house of your religious travels. Ninth house is the house of religion. It is the house of temple. It is the house of deity we worship. It's also the house of our ancestors, the good punyas, the good karma which has come to us from our past lives and from our ancestors. And it's the house of blessing from the devta, deity, from the god. So whenever a spiritual journey is happening, ninth house dasha has to come in play. It's the period of ninth house only when the person takes a spiritual journey. And this period may be at the level of a mahadasha. It may be level of the Antardasha or it may be a level of the Pratantadasha, but it will definitely be there. Second important house for spiritual journeys is 12th house. This is the 12th house. I am marking and circling it here in the horoscope diagram. Now this is the house of isolation, 12th house. This is the house of going to journey in the mountains for self-discovery, a spiritual journey, where a person wants to discover his own self, where a person believes that he is a part of some big consciousness, some big power, the God, and wants to connect with it. It's a journey of self-discovery, going in isolation, living in a spiritual retreat. So all that is seen from 12th house. Then another important house is the 5th house. This is the 5th house. This is also known as the house of Purva Punya in Jyotish. That means the house of past merit. The good things a person has done in his past life, the fruit of that good things, the merit of those good things is in the 5th house. Unless and until a person has a very powerful, a positive 5th house, person cannot have a good thinking, a positive thinking in this life. He cannot have a productive, fruitful thinking in this life. This is also the house of mantra jap, the mantra, the sacred formula, equation given by a guru to his student to connect to the deity. So it's also the house of mantra jap, it's also the house of devotion. Another important house is the 8th house. But 8th house is a very, very secretive house. It's a house of occult. So a lot of people who are into some secret occult religious practices like Tantra, these will be seen from the 8th house. So going to occult temples, Siddh places like Siddh Pithas, Shakti Sadhanas, the 51 Shakti Pithas in India of Devi. Going to these places where Tantra sadhanas and occult practice will be seen from the 8th house. And another important house is definitely third house, which is the house of journeys. All journeys happen only when third house is activated. So in the dasha of ninth house, third house, ninth house, 12th house, ninth house, fifth house, the spiritual journeys or the pilgrimages will happen. Now let's see which are the important signs, the zodiac signs for spiritual journeys or pilgrimage or religious travels, what we call as Teerth Yatra in Hindi. So the important signs are Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi, the sign of Sagittarius. This is the natural sign, ninth sign which falls in the ninth house. It's a natural ninth house sign. So it has the same qualities as the ninth house, the qualities of Karak Tattvas of temple. It's a house of higher knowledge. Religious knowledge is considered a type of higher knowledge. It's also the house of charity. So a lot of donation. One of the religious practice, spiritual practice is to do donations. So that also comes under the domain of Sagittarius. And it's also the house of righteousness, Naitikta, Dharma. What is right and what is wrong. The ability to distinguish between right and wrong. So that also comes from knowledge, higher knowledge, that is from the sign of Sagittarius. So any planet sitting in the sign of Sagittarius can take a person to spiritual journey, especially if the sign of Sagittarius is falling in the third house of journeys, the 12th house of long foreign journeys, journey to a very long distance places, or ninth house, or 8th house or 5th house. So another important sign for spiritual journey is Pisces. Again the sign of Jupiter. Both Sagittarius and Pisces are owned by the planet of spirituality and religion, that is Jupiter. So Pisces signifies long distance journeys, also signifies liberation, moksha. When person is trying to attain liberation from the materialistic bondages. So that is seen from the Pisces. And third is very important is Gemini, which is natural third house sign. Again the house of travels. So planets sitting in these houses, making a connection with the religious house, 9th house, 5th house, 12th house, will take person to a religious journey. Now the important planets which are related to spiritual journeys, the first and foremost is Jupiter. It is a natural lord of 9th house, 12th house and two Rashis, two signs, that is Sagittarius and Pisces both. So Jupiter is the main planet of religious travels, pilgrimages, spiritual journeys. So Dasha of Jupiter will be in the lot of charts where people have gone to these journeys. Another important planet is Ketu, but more than religion, Ketu is the planet of spiritual liberation. It's the planet where a person loses interest in the materialistic things. The person wants to discover the self. A person wants to realize the self. Person wants to know who I am. The basic question that what does soul means, what does life means, and person loses interest in all these materialistic things. That's the planet Ketu, and in Ketu Dasha, a person can go into religious practices, spiritual practices, can go into occult sadhanas, learning astrology to understand life, go on travels to ashrams, spiritual retreats, to long and isolated places, go in mountains like Himalayas. I've seen people going Dharmshala, Dalhousie, taking room there and living in Dasha away from the family. The main karaka of travel is Mercury, a natural third lord of travels. Moon is the feeling of devotion and moon is the fastest moving planet. So moon is also considered a regulator of travels. So in Dasha of moon also person especially connected with the ninth travel houses, person will go and travel and this may be due to some feeling of devotion. So Dasha of ninth lord of the horoscope, particular specific horoscope, because ninth lord gives the religious travels, 12th lord long distance, third lord journeys. So Dasha of these planets will definitely come, these houses will come, then only person proceeds on journey. And when these houses are connected to ninth lord of religion, of righteousness, of spirituality, then these journeys are for the religious purpose. Friends, now we will look at some horoscopes of people who have gone to religious and spiritual journeys many times. And we'll try to understand all these combinations which I have just explained, the role of ninth house, the role of third house, 12th house, Jupiter, Ketu, and we'll see all this happening. Friend, this is the first example horoscope I am taking. Now this person has been to many religious travels in his life. he got these opportunities, and he has been to a lot of Jyotirlingas, lot of religious places, spiritual pilgrimage places in India. So here we can see the first period was Saturn, Venus, Mercury. Saturn is the fifth lord. This is a Libra ascendant horoscope. Saturn is sitting in the Libra ascendant. Lagna is very, very important. For any important event to happen in life of a person, where the person himself or herself is involved deeply into it, the Lagna Lord or Lagna will, the first house of the horoscope known as Lagna will come into play, because that is the self of the person. The first house of the horoscope, Ascendant or Lagna, also known as Lagna in Hindi, and the planet sitting in that house, or the Lord of the first house, the planet ruling the first house, are very, very important in religious travel, because here the person is himself going on a journey. Himself or herself is going on a journey, that also for religious journey where he is trying to discover the self, connect to the God. So here the Dasha of fifth lord, Saturn is the fifth lord, the sign of Aquarius is coming to the fifth house, sitting in the first house, Ascendant. The Antadashanath, Bhuktinath is Venus. Venus is again the Lagna Lord, sitting in the sign of Sagittarius in third house. Sign of Sagittarius coming in the third house means journeys will be due to, because Sagittarius is the sign of religion, temples and higher education. So this person will undertake journeys for higher education and for religion. So in Venus, Bhakti, and Mercury, Pratanta Dasha. Mercury is the ninth lord and 12th lord. So all the conditions are getting fulfilled. The Lagna is coming, the fifth house is coming, the Lagna Lord Venus is there in Antadasha, the Mercury is 9th and 12th lord, and all sitting in the sign of Sagittarius, which is sign of religious travels, in the third house of journeys. So spiritual journeys are definitely going to happen. It happened. He went to Amarnath Yatra, which happens in Kashmir in India every year. He went on this religious yatra. Then Saturn, Ketu again. Now friend, this was a journey to another spiritual religious place in India. Saturn is again the fifth lord in the Lagna, and Ketu is in the third house of spiritual religious journeys. Again a sign of Sagittarius. Ketu is again a karaka of self-discovery, going on religious trips, spiritual trips. Then Saturn, Ketu, Mercury. Again Mercury, Ketu sitting in the sign of Sagittarius. So friends, actually in this horoscope, Ketu, Venus, Sun and Mercury, all four are sitting in sign of Sagittarius. So, and house of journeys. So all four are capable of giving the result of the journeys, spiritual journeys. Venus is Lagna Lord, again very important. Saturn is in the sitting in Lagna, very, very important. And Jupiter is the third lord. Jupiter is the natural planet of spiritual journeys, setting in its lord of third house. Again, Jupiter is capable of giving spiritual journeys. So we see all these dashas, Saturn, Ketu, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Ketu, Mercury, Jupiter, all third house dashas, friends. All are related to third house. And last visit he had was Mercury, Venus, Rahu. Rahu is sitting in ninth house of spiritual journeys. So friends, all the conditions are fulfilled. This person, because he has four planets in the third house of journeys, in the sign of Sagittarius, which is sign of spirituality, religious travels, this person had a lot of religious travels in his life to all the important temples, in many important temples in India. So let's go to the second horoscope, example 2. Now friend, this is another person, and this is a horoscope of a female, and she has been to many religious travels. Let's see the first one, the moon. Moon is the 12th lord of journeys, long distance journeys, sitting in the Lagna. Again the first house has come, Lagna self has come. And the other planets are Venus is third lord of journeys, and Ketu sitting there. Third lord of journeys, Ketu sitting there, friends. So Venus is the third lord of journeys. Venus is again in the 8th house of occult practices, going to occult centers with Sun, Lagna Lord Sun, and Mercury, which is natural third lord. So all these things fulfill the condition of spiritual religious journeys. Moon, Venus, Saturn. In second trip happened in Moon, Venus, Saturn. Moon again, Venus again, Saturn. Here is the 6th and 7th lord in the Saturn. Here doesn't seem to be giving a spiritual journey, but friends, here we need to notice that Saturn is sitting in the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of occult and meditation and tantra sadhanas. But the lord of Saturn is Mars. Mars is very, very powerful in its own sign in the ninth house of religious journeys. And Saturn is sitting in the house of Mars, which is the ninth lord, fourth and ninth lord Mars. And Mars is aspecting this Saturn. So Saturn here is bound to give the results of Mars. And this Saturn is retrograde planet. And as per the rule, there is a Bhrigu rule that retrograde planets give result from one house back also. That's a Bhrigu rule. Retrograde planets give result from one house back. So if we take that principle, this retrograde Saturn is actually giving results of third house. One house back is third house of travels. It's under the aspect of Mars. As per Bhrigu rule, even this Saturn comes under the aspect of Mars if it is in third house. So this planet again has the possibility and power to give the travel. And now the Saturn is also seventh lord. So she went on these travels along with her husband. Next is Mars, Rahu. Mars is again the ninth house of religious travel. Rahu is again there. And she had Ganga Snan in this Dasha, friends. Haridwar. She went to Haridwar, the main sacred place in India for going and having a dip in the river Ganges, the river Ganga. A very, very spiritual river, religious river, very auspicious river Ganga. And Maharishi Prashar, in Brit Prashar Shastra, one of the greatest books of astrology, has clearly mentioned that if a Rahu is sitting positively in the horoscope, during its Dasha, the person goes for Ganga Snan. So in Rahu Dasha, this person went for Ganga Snan. And in previous horoscope also, friends, this person in Rahu Dasha went for Ganga Snan to Haridwar. He also went for Ganga Snan to Haridwar, friends. In Mercury, in the Dasha was Mercury, Venus, Rahu. In this Mahadasha, in this Dasha, he also had another trip where he went for Ganga Snan. Okay, now coming to, and this again, so friends, the Mars, Jupiter. In this Dasha again, the Mars is the ninth lord in ninth. Jupiter is natural ninth lord, sitting in the sixth house, expected by the sixth lord. She went to Salasar Dham, Ram Mandir, Hanuman temple. Now Mars is also the representative of the Hanumanji. And if we see using Dasha Lagna means the Mahadasha Nath is taken as the Lagna. Wherever the Mahadasha Nath is sitting, that house is made as the first house. From Mahadasha Nath, Jupiter is the ninth lord. If we take Mars as the first house, we rotate the horoscope, this house where secondary sitting becomes the ninth house. So from Mahadasha Nath, Jupiter is the ninth lord. So this religious trips happen, friends. And if we see the Namash, in Namash, Jupiter is sitting in the ninth house. It is the third lord. Jupiter is the third lord of Tamash Kundali sitting in the ninth house. Mars is again in the 12th house of journeys. So all the conditions are getting fulfilled both in the D1 chart and the Namash chart, D9 chart. Now coming to the next example horoscope. This person went on a religious trip during Saturn, Moon, Mars. Saturn is in the 12th house of long distance journeys. Saturn is also the dispositor of Mars. Saturn's house has Mars, powerful Mars, which is the fifth lord of past life merit, Purva Punya. And it's also dispositor of Moon, which is the other planet which takes person on journeys. And Moon is also the eighth lord. Eighth lord is again occult practices, going to occult places, travels to occult sadhana places. She went to Shani Shingnapur. Shani is the Karaka of the 8th house. Shani is the Karak of the 8th house. And Jupiter is sitting there, friends. Exalted Jupiter. Exalted Jupiter. Jupiter is the Lagna Lord. Jupiter is the natural Karaka of religious travel. So this moon is giving the results of Jupiter because Jupiter is sitting in the house of moon. Very powerful Jupiter. And Mars is again the fifth lord. But not only fifth lord, Mars is dispositor of Sun. Sun is the ninth lord. Ninth lord Sun has come to fifth house. It is exalted, very powerful. And Mars is dispositor of the Sun. So Mars is giving the results of ninth house. Ninth Lord Sun has come to the fifth house, house of Mars. Very powerful Sun is there. Mars is bound to give the results of Sun. So in Mars Antardasha, they went on religious trip. Saturn, Mars, Mercury again. Saturn is the 12th house of travels. Mars is again the dispositor of Sun, ninth Lord and fifth Lord. Mercury. Mercury is natural planet of travels. Mercury is sitting in the sixth house. It's exchange with Venus. Mercury, Venus have exchanged signs, friends. Venus has gone to sign of Gemini. Mercury is sitting in Taurus. So it's giving the results of Gemini, travel sign. And if we see this horoscope in Navansh, Mercury is sitting with Jupiter. Mercury is the Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord. Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of religious travels. So all the conditions are getting fulfilled here. Now let's go to the next horoscope. Now this person I know personally, friends, is a friend of mine, and this person goes on a religious travel to some famous religious place, some famous temple in India almost every year. He has been to many Jyotirlingas, he has been to many Shakti Peeths, he has been to many famous Hanuman temples. He is a very religious person, keeps on organizing some religious activities every few months. And the reason is the combination of Lagna Lord, ninth Lord in the fifth house with Jupiter. Lagna Lord is self, ninth Lord is religion, religious activities. Both are together, Venus and Mercury, along with Jupiter. Jupiter is the third Lord. So a lot of travels, religious travels will take place in his life. Ninth Lord combining with the Lagna Lord is a very good combination because the planet of religion is combining with the planet of self, so religious self. And they have come to the fifth house of Purva Punya, merit. Fifth Lord has come, Saturn has come to ninth house. There is exchange of fifth and ninth house, friends. This person is a very, very lucky person. Exchange of fifth and ninth. Two houses of luck, two houses of religion exchanging each other. He has brought a lot of past life merit in his life. So this person, the three planets sitting there, one planet, lot of it. So this person is almost in every dasha, every year he is going to a religious place. Now let's go to the next horoscope. Now friend, this person I again know personally. In Ketu Mahadasha, Ketu is sitting in the 12th house in the sign of Cancer. It's a Leo Lagna horoscope, Leo Ascendant. Ketu is sitting in the 12th house of long distance journey, of isolation. Ketu itself is the planet of isolation. So when Ketu Mahadasha started, he started losing interest in the family matters. His wife had died due to cancer. He is well established person, retired government officer. His children are well established. He has a big house. But he started losing interest in the material things in the Ketu Mahadasha. He started living alone. He shifted to the top floor of the house. Ketu again, 12th house and Ketu both show the top floor of the house. He shifted to the top floor of the house. He started interacting less with the relatives, stopped mingling in the family events and family affairs. He then started living away from family. Most of the time he's spending in some hill station in mountains, sometimes in Dharamshala, Dalhousie or some spiritual ashram somewhere. After every few months, he just doesn't want to live at home. He wants to do his meditations, want to do his readings, spiritual readings, want to do his yoga, and wants to be close to nature. And he has been doing a lot of charity also, a lot of donations also, a lot of spiritual practices also. So that is what Ketu does in the 12th house, especially when it's in a watery sign. It's in sign of Cancer. And same is continuing in the Venus Mahadasha. Venus is the third lord of travels. Venus is sitting with the ninth lord of Mars. Mars is the ninth lord, sitting with ninth lord in the sitting with another planet of travels, which is Moon. It is the third lord. So again, it's a combination of spiritual and journeys, religious journeys. Coming to the next horoscope, friends. Now this person in Jupiter, Venus, Rahu went to Vaishno Devi Yatra. Vaishno Devi, as we know, is a big spiritual center in India, dedicated, devoted to the Vaishno Devi, who is considered the Adi Shakti. And in Jupiter, now who is Jupiter? Jupiter is the ninth lord of religious travels, sitting in the house of journeys, third house of journeys. Venus is the 11th and 4th lord, but not that. Venus sitting in the Lagna. So some important journey is going to happen where the person is deeply involved. And Venus shows female deities. So Vaishno Devi he went. Rahu is again a planet related to Durga ji, to Adi Shakti Vaishno Devi. Rahu is said to be the devotee of Durga ji in astrology. So in the dasha of Rahu, person definitely wants to visit. If Rahu is positively, we will take him to a place where Shakti Peeth is there, some Ma Durga temple is there. So this person in this dasha went to Vaishno Devi Yatra, friends. Jupiter, Sun is the again in Lagna, very very important. Jupiter again, ninth house, ninth lord. He went to Haridwar and had Ganga Snan, and also went to a famous Vishnu temple. Sun Jupiter makes the combination for Vishnu temple, friends. Coming to the last horoscope of today's session, this person, this is a female, I know her personally, she is a client. In Saturn is the Lagna Lord, again very very important. In the ninth house of religious travels, Lagna Lord in the ninth house of religious travels, she went to Yodhya for Ram Mandir darshan, and she went to Kashi Vishwanath for Mahadev darshan, Jyotirling darshan. And this Saturn is aspected by Venus, which is fifth lord, lord of Purva Punya. Moon is the seventh lord and sitting in the second house. Moon is the natural planet of travels. Second house means family, so she went with some family members. So, and Saturn Moon as such makes the combination of Bhagavan Shiva. Saturn is the devotee of Bhagavan Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva wears the moon on his forehead, and both are related to Bhagavan Shiva, Saturn and Moon. So in Saturn Moon Saturn, she went to Kashi Vishwanath, religious trips to Kashi Vishwanath. So friend, and if you see the Namas chart, friends, Saturn is the ninth lord, and Moon is sitting with Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius in Namas chart. So it reconfirms the yoga combination dasha of religious travels. So friend, this was a small video where I discussed the combinations of spiritual journey. The ninth lord is very very important. Dasha of the Lagna Lord, the ninth lord, the third house, the 12th house. All three, third house, ninth house, 12th house, are the houses of journeys. Third house is your local journeys, short journeys. Ninth house is your spiritual journeys, long journeys. And 12th house are long distance journeys where you want to go to isolation, to a foreign place, to long distance, maybe not foreign, but to some place where people don't know you. And if these planets are connected to Lagna, the ninth lord, Jupiter, spiritual planets, then definitely it's a combination for going on a religious trip to some very famous important temple. So this was my video analysis of when does a person go on spiritual journey on a pilgrimage to a religion or Teerth Yatra. So if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will be coming again with some interesting video. Till then, have a good time. Goodbye. Thank you.